Perrier. How do you say it? Perrier?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at my cup.
Mrs. Yo.
So here's the deal. My wife, let me put this. My wife, right there. She has all the cups. I have nothing anymore. Nothing. She has all the cups. Alex takes my cups to drink water. And guess what I have? Nothing.
You probably had a Mr. Yo. You probably lost
No,
it.
I don't have a Mr. Yo.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Oh, hey, by the way.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live. Welcome to the Yo Show with JJ is here, of course.
I'm back.
She's on a morning show here called The Morning Blend in Vegas. We're doing this from Vegas. Our first podcast we did together, we talked pop culture, trending news. That's what we're going to do today. And we were expecting maybe like 5,000, 4,000, 3,000 views, but we got our first one, all platforms, got about 15,000 views. So that's pretty cool for the first one. High five, JJ.
Excellent.
Boom.
Right. And we got a lot to talk about today.
We do. Alex is telling me right now, he's giving me the look. Subscribe. Because he says he needs a job and he needs everyone to subscribe so he can keep a job, right, Alex?
Guys, please subscribe. If you like me, just subscribe.
Just subscribe. Well, the first thing, did you get that video, Alex? I want to start with this video. Did you get it? Make sure JJ sent it to you.
This is a little bit of a throwback video.
Now, I like to start. We're going to start the show with a throwback video because these are so cool. This video, because I work for Pop 2K too. So I play hits from the early 2000s.
Oh.
And this is a video from 2001, where Mariah Carey, do you have it ready, Alex? 2 seconds. So let me set it up. Mariah Carey is Mariah, like one of the biggest superstars in the world at that time. She still is. Voice, incredible. It was just her and Whitney Houston at that time. And Mariah just shows up.
Body, incredible.
TRL is the biggest thing on TV. By the way, So this is Mariah Carey surprising Carson Daly on TRL with a striptease.
Let's take a look.
Break it down, Alex. You can't see it.
You got Ja Rule. You got J-Lo, and that was I'm Real remix.
Boy, come on and love me.
What the hell's that?
Give me more.
What the hell is that? Stop the video real quick. So let me just pause it real quick. Let me let anyone know out there. If you ever show up to a dude's house and he goes, "What the hell is this?" You've made a bad move. It's not good to ever hear from a guy, "What the hell is this?"
First off, they're all pretending like this is happening spontaneously. It was not. It was all planned.
No. I don't think so.
Oh, yes, it was, Michael.
I know TV, you know TV, but I think Carson Daly really didn't have any idea she was there. I think they wanted to spread.
Let's continue to watch this.
Yes, please. Let's watch it. There's another part I want you to stop at.
Ice cream truck. Come on.
I was just going to commercial.
I can't push this thing. Hold on.
Now, has the camera moved back from Mariah? Yeah, Alex. No, like where it was close and then it got far away from
Mariah
her.
Carey just walked in wearing a t-shirt, pushing an ice cream bin.
Has she taken off the shirt yet?
Unannounced to me.
Yeah, she's pushing that ice cream cart.
Wait, get the truck. Hi, Carson.
What are you doing here?
Hi.
How are you?
I just thought I'd surprise
What are you wearing?
Wait.
Holy crap.
Hi. Okay, wait. Where's my spot? I got a present for you.
Okay.
Wait, where am I supposed to stand for this?
I don't know. What are you doing here?
She's about to take off the shirt.
Yeah,
I brought you a present. It's this shirt.
Yes, of course it does. What are you doing? Oh my God.
All right.
What are you doing?
So Mariah takes off the
Mariah
shirt.
Carey is stripping on TRL right now.
You know,
Is it my
she knows
birthday?
camera
I didn't know
angles because the
about it?
camera's very close.
Yeah.
And then she pushes, she tells the camera to move away. So, because
Holy
she knows camera
mackerel.
angles.
Yes.
You like
You don't want a
this.
camera.
Hey, can we get the AC
Oh.
cranked
All
down?
right,
The
Alex, you can
AC.
stop. So that's 21 years ago, Mariah Carey going on TRL, the biggest show in the world at that time, giving him a striptease. And the reason why I think Carson did that was real, because Carson is not an actor and he can't fake that. That he looked like he was shook.
I don't agree. I think he did such bad improvisation. He was like,
Really?
"Oh, what's happening now? What's happening now?" That's how I felt. But here's the thing. You don't give Mariah Carey she's not an improviser. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was Michael Yo and you're like this hilarious comedian, you could probably pull anything off.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And have fun with it. She felt super uncomfortable with the whole thing. Where do I stand?
Alex, what do you think? Did they surprise Carson on this one, or do you think this was set up?
No, that definitely was set up. Yeah.
See, I don't know. I know that. Okay, put it like this. I don't think Carson knew, but everybody else, like the staff knew.
Yes.
But I don't think Carson knew.
Yes. Okay. All right.
But you think
I think he did. There's only one way to settle this. We've got to get to Carson.
We need to have Carson Daly on the show.
We got to
Carson. What's up, dude? You know, I was on TRL once.
What?
Dude, I introduced the number one. I was that dude.
No way.
So I was in Times Square. TRL was the biggest thing. I was a radio DJ in Austin, Texas, and I went down there to watch TRL from the street. Then Carson Daly came down, because sometimes he'll go on the street.
Yeah,
He came down and was on the street, and he picked me out of a crowd to introduce the number one song, and it was Korn. I forgot the name of the song, but it was Korn, and I did the typical TRL thing. I was like, "No one song is Korn." And it was so funny, but man, that was like a great moment in my life at that moment. Like I introduced the number one song on TRL. So Carson, if you're watching, I got to get him on the show. We got big guests coming on the show though soon.
Oh,
very
I'm
soon.
excited.
I'm working on some big things, JJ.
Yes. Well, there's a whole lot of people who come through Las Vegas. So,
yes.
And you're going to be in LA this weekend because something exciting is happening.
That's right. So before we get to Amber Brown, the show I'm going to be on, I want to talk about a big story in the news today, because you've been all over it on your show. Monkeypox, right?
Yes.
Give us more information about this.
Well, it's a virus, first of all, right? Mm-hmm. So we're all pretty well versed in viruses, I think, at this point. So in other words, it's spreadable, but I think it's just kind of hit this global point of like the CDC saying, hey, let's pay attention to this. This is happening. So I think 16,000 cases worldwide, which is nothing.
Yeah.
If you compare it to COVID,
there's
right?
365 million people just in America. So
16,000
around the world
16,000.
is not bad right now. And the thing I'm hearing is it doesn't, I mean, if you're young, really young and get it, it could be a problem, but if you're older, it's not a problem. Correct?
Which is a good thing. But if you look at the pictures, and Alex, I don't know if you can pull up these pictures. If you look at the pictures, getting it no matter what age you are is a problem.
It is.
Because man, this is nasty.
It's really, really bad. I remember when I was young and got the chicken pox.
Sure. So do I. I was
But
10.
they weren't as big as this. This is really bad. And you can also, I think they're rolling out, like if you get it, I know you wanted to read. Here's the problem with these diseases right now. They all sound just like you're hungover. If you're fatigued, if you have body aches, is basically if you're old, you have all these symptoms. I'm 47 and I have all these symptoms. All the time. And I don't care. Like, so every time I read something like this, it was like, oh, so this is my daily life.
It makes you paranoid.
It does.
Because you're like, Alex, do you have that symptoms chart for monkeypox? Because if you look at the symptoms, it's like, how do I know if I have it? First off, it taps into every hypochondriac that's out there.
100%.
I know you know some hypochondriacs in your life,
100%.
right? Yeah. So you start to think, plus I think with COVID, we're all just like low grade paranoid of like, could it be me? Do I have it now?
Yeah. It's a thing where I remember watching Grey's Anatomy one day and the person on there had a headache and then it led to like some aneurysm. The next day I went to go get an MRI on my head to make sure that's how it affected me, because I was like, I get headaches too, you know? Like, and the doctor was like, yo, you're good. You're good. What you got, Alex?
All right. So let's read off some of the symptoms here. So I'm going to put them on the screen for
Michael
everybody.
and I are going to self-diagnose right now.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So it says some of the symptoms of monkeypox include fever, headache, muscle aches, and backache, swollen lymph nodes, chills, exhaustion, and then this long one here.
Heavy on the exhaustion.
A rash that can look like pimples or blisters that appear on the face, inside of mouth, and other parts of the body.
I think that's after it's like full blown in you. Like, so basically they're saying if you feel normal as an old person, you might have monkeypox.
You might have
monkeypox. So I don't know. But here's the thing. When I had COVID, a lot of people were making jokes about it because they didn't know anyone with COVID. And then they found out I had it and they were like, yo, this is serious. I don't know anybody with monkeypox, and it might not get to the level of COVID, but they already got a vaccine, so it's not.
Yep.
But it's interesting. Conspiracy theorists would be like, see, they keep putting out these diseases, so you keep having to give the shot. That's the conspiracy theory of it. Where to me, there was always diseases. You know what ruined 24-hour news? Ruined everything.
Yeah.
Because they have to have stuff
they gotta have
to keep us involved. Because if they just, can you imagine 24-hour news going, everything's all good. Nothing really big. We're not going to blow anything out of proportion.
It's tough. And when you have so many news sources, the credibility gets kind of, watered down a little bit, 100%. Watered down. And then depending on who you're listening to, you really kind of limit your facts. So yeah, it's pretty scary. When we were little, so it was about chickenpox, obviously.
Yes.
So in 1980 was the last time they actually got rid of smallpox across the world.
Oh yeah.
Like they went on a mission. So I think monkeypox is kind of, by the way, whoever named it, wow, good job. Because that is like a terrible name.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Isn't it?
It's horrible. Yeah, so they eliminated smallpox, right?
Yeah, they eliminated in 1980.
And then you have, look, if you take vaccines or not, but you have to recognize, and this is I don't want to get into this discussion because so many people are like the news has you so split on this, but vaccines stop the spread of diseases. Those are facts. Whether you think they're healthy or not, there are reasons why there aren't certain diseases out there. And for you not to recognize them, that's a problem. Now, that's a different discussion if you think it does further harm to you. Like, I don't want to get in that discussion. But they had pictures when smallpox came out, they had a picture of a kid that had it and one that was vaccinated side by side. And they're like twin brothers, two different results. So to be in a world that will take facts of a vaccine of something, because now I think there's a case of smallpox that came up, or there's something popping back up. What do you know what it is, Alex? There's a certain disease popping back up. Do you remember what it is?
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but I remember hearing about that too.
So there's and please, if you're in the comments, comment what it is, but there's a disease coming back.
If you're an infectious disease doctor and you happen to be watching this podcast, please let us know.
Please. But there is one coming back, and
I think you're right.
In New York. I was in New York when I was in New York when they were talking about it. It was all the big news. And this thing has been eliminated for 50, 60 years. Yeah. And now things are coming back. The problem I don't like is just today, people want to argue facts because you can find your own facts,
your own source for anything.
Anything. I could be like the sky. I could be like the sky is red, and I can find an article to be like, you know what, you're right. The sky is red. And when people go, I do my own research. I'll look. It's like no. I want to talk to my doctor.
I know.
That's a professional. Like, you remember back in the day when we were growing up, you actually had to know what you're talking about to be a professional. You had to go to school.
Oh, you're going all the way there, because this is like a lot of what is wrong with the world right now.
Yes.
Wow, we're only like 5 minutes into this, Michael, and you're working it all out.
We'll get to pop, but this is a pop culture story.
There were certain sources that were considered credible.
Yes,
and and I'm all over YouTube. We're on YouTube right now with this podcast. Thank you very much.
Yes,
but you can find really, really strong information. So who you get that information from still matters.
And they will fight
on YouTube.
That's right. And they will fight to discredit whoever you get your I'm on podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm on right-leaning podcasts and left-leaning. I like to talk both sides because I believe the best thing for America is to be in the middle. So I could take ideas from over here. I could take ideas from over here. But I notice on each podcast, if there's something that goes against what they say on a reputable site, they'll be like, that's not real. But if they take something from a Joe Schmo site that has no credibility, that's real. And I think that's because I'm on all types of podcasts. So I see this in real time. They'll read something and go, that's not real.
You feel it out.
Yeah. So the thing that came back, I was looking it up. I believe that's measles that you're talking about. Yeah.
Measles. Yeah. Measles is making a comeback. The first case was in New York. So there you go. There you go. But let's move on to something more poppier. Unless you got more to say about it, JJ.
No, we can move on from the viruses. By the way, the last time I got Pfizer here in my left arm.
Oh, you got Pfizer.
I had a woman. It was kind of neat because I'm always like connecting with people. You know what I mean? I'm like, so where are you from? Like, I'm in this giant convention center with 1,000 people. She's like, I actually was flown out here from Chicago. I work for the Department of Agriculture, and I had my husband take care of my kids so I could fly out here and help give vaccines for 2 weeks.
See, that's great. That's great. Whether you believe in it or not, that's great.
That's pitching in, man.
She wants to help the world.
And then she stuck me with a needle.
Yeah. So, did she do a good job? Did it hurt?
Totally. No, really tiny. I think those needles were. What about yours?
Mine didn't hurt the first day, but it hurt the second day.
Yeah, the sore.
The soreness. Okay. So people, subscribe to the podcast. Now, I have a brand new TV show coming out this Friday. It's called Amber Rose. Before I break down the show,
Amber Brown.
That's all right. Did I say Amber Rose?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Amber Rose is a totally different show. You're talking about booties clapping, everything. It's a totally different show. So Amber Brown is a family show on Apple. Yes.
Oh, here it is.
Yes. Alex has a trailer going on right now. So it's a family show. Alex is showing some of the trailer, and I'm so proud of it, right? Because it's a great family show.
Can I have a donut?
It's the family dynamic. There's drama, there's love, and there's second chance.
Okay, fine. You can have a donut.
And that's what Mike is, and I love it. So I was excited because this is my first big acting gig. First one.
Really?
I've been in a lot of things.
Yeah, little bit
pieces,
parts,
but
guest appearances.
A lot of guest appearances.
Yes.
But this is like, you're a main character in this thing. You're the father of the title character. The central character, Amber Brown. So I never care what I do stand up. We get judged every night. I never cared. But a lot of the cast started circulating this review of Amber Brown. Now, this is the first. So this is the first review ever for our show, and the first review potentially for me. So I sent it to you. I want you to read it. It's very short, and I want you to read the guy's name too. It's very short. I want you to read it.
Okay, this is pretty exciting. By the way, I think your character's name is Phil.
My character's name is Phil. So the picture on top, I'll just describe. It has all the cast in it, besides her best friend, which is Liliana in real life, and me in the picture, because it's a family scene in the house.
Carson Rhodes, Sarah Drew, Ashley Williams. Yeah.
Okay, read it.
All right. Amber Brown is a captivating new family series that will premiere globally on Apple TV this Friday, guys.
This Friday,
July 29th. You got to check out Michael on this. Okay. It is based on the popular children's book series Amber Brown by Paula Denginger. Moreover, it was created and written and directed by Bonnie Hunt.
Legendary Bonnie Hunt.
Shut up.
Yes, she's the one that cast me in it.
Wow.
Bonnie Hunt.
Cool.
So I will go along while she's reading. We'll start and stop. So Bonnie Hunt, the casting director, I try out for it. I get a call from Bonnie Hunt saying, we got a big audition. So I do the big audition. Bonnie Hunt's on there. All of Apple are on there. And I don't hear anything for 2 months, and then they call me and say,
it's a virtual audition. They don't tell me anything. I get the job, and then 2 months go by.
2 months.
You know what that 2 months is like?
No, actually,
because you're just like whatever.
Because I'm just
doing your stand-up.
Doing my stand-up.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about having more than one.
And Bonnie
gig.
Hunt, by the way, is the nicest person. If you don't know who Bonnie Hunt is, look her. She's a legend in the business. I mean, she's in pretty much every movie that comes out. So for her, I love you, Bonnie Hunt. You're everything to me. Go ahead.
The fabulous cast of actors, including Carson Rose in the title role of Amber Brown, Sarah Drew as Amber's mother. Of course, we know Sarah Drew is fantastic. Emmy winner Darren Brooks as Max, Ashley Williams as Aunt Pam, and Michael Yo as Philip.
Okay. So they said fabulous cast. So that made me feel
including
good.
You.
Including me. Okay. That made me feel good. Go on.
Yes. All right. Seeing Carson Rose in every scene in Amber Brown was sensational. It was like watching a caterpillar turn into a butterfly. She is precocious. Oh, I love that word. She's reminiscent of a young Dakota Fanning.
Let me tell you something. Put this on me, Alex. Put it on me.
Oh, here it goes.
Here it goes.
Michael Yo.
Carson Rose is the next it thing. I'm letting you know. I've interviewed every celebrity in the world. Every bit. They talk about having that it. Carson has all of it. She has tons of awards and Oscars in the future. Mark my word. Remember that name, Carson Rose. Go ahead.
All right. No, it is noted, that fact. Thank you so much.
You're
By the
welcome.
way, you did mention also that she knew some of your lines better than you did.
Okay, you didn't have to bring that up, JJ, but she did. She's so good. She knew my lines. If I screwed up, she'd be like, "Oh, your line's this." Like, she's so good.
That's
in
crazy.
the nicest way.
Yeah.
And not a 11-year-old diva way. It was like, "Oh, let's make this scene great." Type of way.
My gosh. Sarah Drew is also noteworthy as Amber's divorced mother, now dating Max, which is the guy,
the rival.
Yeah, your
to
ex-wife.
me, yes.
Liliana is also a breath of fresh air as Brandy, Amber's good friend and sidekick.
Yep.
Ashley Williams and Darren Brooks were both charming and witty as Aunt Pam and Max, respectively, and provided comic relief in this series.
Okay.
Everybody brings something unique to the table. Bonnie Hunt proves to be a tremendously talented showrunner.
Okay, stop. Guess who they don't mention in that?
Michael, yeah.
They don't. They break down every character. But Alex, they didn't mention me at all. My first review, what's the guy's name? What's his name?
Listen.
No, what's the guy's name? No. I'm not.
Marcos Papadopoulos.
Marcos Papadopoulos.
From Digital Journal.
So
Okay.
I'm not mad at it at all.
Marcos.
Because he could have trashed me.
Oh, yeah.
But I know I'm 100% confident because my friends have seen it that would tell me if I sucked in it. They were like, "You're great." So it's interesting as my first review, and I was sad. I called my wife. I'm crying about it. No, I called my wife last night. I was like, "Baby," it's the insecure part because I don't know. Like, this is new to me. So it's the insecure. It's like being on TV the first time you host something.
Yes.
I even asked you when I did your show, how'd I do? I don't know.
You did. You did. Yeah.
So to have a review come out and I wasn't a part of that review.
Michael.
I mean, they did say the cast was great, but to not be individualized like everybody else, I got to say it kind of hurt. And I called my wife and she was like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay." But I was excited because it was like the first review. Everybody got raving reviews. The show, and that's what it's really about. I still shared it, by the way, because it's for the show. It's for the show.
Right.
But I have to be honest. And on this podcast, you're going to get honesty. I can't wait for people to see my character and fall in love with the character in the show. But it was kind of a blow as a first. And I'm not one of the main characters on the show. Those he mentioned were main characters. Like, if you look on the bill, those are the main characters.
Yes.
But my character was 2 episodes that turned into 9. I was a reoccurring.
Wow.
So
it could have been. Yeah. I have so much. Can I talk now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please.
So as objectively, like as your friend. Okay. And
but don't BS me.
No,
either.
but let's just be objective about this. Okay. First of all, they didn't say anything negative about you. And and you got to mention at the top of the thing. If they would have left you out of the article altogether and like a Google search didn't even pull up this article, then I'd be a little bit like, what?
Okay.
What? It's Michael Yo, the comedian. Like, okay.
But also I'm new to that world too, the acting world. So that's another reason why. And I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry. But the first
it's your process.
But the first 2 episodes, they bring me in slowly. So I'm not in as much. The third episode, it really goes.
I got a thought for you as a journalist.
Yes.
Okay. I do a 5-day-a-week talk show and I will do 5 to 7 interviews a day. And then I got to flip them around and write the next day's scripts and do sometimes I have 90 seconds to research what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances are that Marcos
Papadopoulos
watched all 9 episodes?
None.
He doesn't have time.
Yeah.
He's probably doing 3 articles a day for Digital Journal.
Yeah.
So I'm just being objective. But what I'm saying is, unless you really made your mark in the first 20 minutes of it.
Alex, what's your take? What's your take, Alex? Besides subscribe to the podcast because you need the job.
Of course, guys. Subscribe to the podcast. I need to keep a job. But I think that you probably didn't watch all the episodes. Now, I think he did watch an episode with you in it, to be fair. But I think that maybe because it's not a main character, he probably didn't have, he probably was like, "Oh, what's that guy's name? Michael." I'm just gonna skip over it.
Yeah,
that's what I think happened.
And I will tell you this. I did do this. I did this. anytime somebody writes about anything I'm on, I sent him a thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the great review. I always do that. Always, because that's polite. A guy's taking time out to write an article about your new TV show that's coming out on Friday. Of course, thank you. And then he wrote me back, you were great in the show. Now, but I just think that's fodder. I just think, oh, you were great. That's
no.
Yes.
No. He wouldn't have even bothered saying that. I can tell you from my point of view, because I'm interviewing folks like you. Like, in fact,
but I mean, that's the natural reply. You were great. Like,
no, he wouldn't have said it. If he thought you were less than good, I doubt it. By the way, there's a whole bio on Marcos right here.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, he has a strong tie to Long Island. Do you have any stand-up shows coming up in Long Island?
No.
You oughta work on Marcos.
I need to work on Marcos
to get a little bit more of a I think it's a matter of, look, we all know Bonnie Hunt.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not necessarily a comment on, the character of Phil not shining. It's acting. People have no idea how vulnerable actors are, man. It's so vulnerable.
It is. But it's like a moment. What I love about this moment is I'll never forget the first review. I wasn't in it. And that's just a moment I will never forget. And I kind of like that moment, because as you grow, you will be in depending on your performance, you will be in them. So I like that growth.
Unless you really sucked, in which case that was your last show, Michael. I just had
That's not funny, Alex.
I had to.
Alex, that's not. Can you?
JJ, are you comedian too? Oh my gosh, you need your own shows.
Can you imagine if the show is overwhelming success? It goes to the second season. Bonnie calls me and goes, "Yeah, everybody's loved except you. We got."
No, I mean, that's where it would hurt, right? So I'm just trying to give you perspective. Like, okay, this is great. And I love that you followed up, honestly.
Well, I do that with anybody.
If someone followed up with me and said, hey, man, thanks for taking the time. Because, I did say sometimes I have 90 seconds to research something. Yeah. But to be honest, like every time, if I was doing this article, I would have triple checked the spelling on the show. I would have looked up Bonnie Hunt on IMDb to see what she did.
She's a big name.
Did last. I would have looked up Carson Rose on IMDb to see what she did last. I would have watched the segments. Like, you have no idea how much reviewers actually like live your stuff.
I know, and they work so hard.
They do.
Hard. So I just, this is not a diss to Marcos at all. It's just, this will be very memorable for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm talking on the other side of it, where when you read, basically I was giving a review of his review and letting him know that, not letting him know, just the people know that, no matter what success you hit, you're always insecure about something. And acting,
it's true.
It's true.
Do you think, because you have interviewed some major celebrities.
Everybody.
You've been on, by the way, I'm still processing the Joe Coy and Chelsea Handler thing.
Oh, yeah. They're breaking up. Sad.
Yeah, I went down like the YouTube rabbit hole.
Did you really?
TMZ following Joe around. Yeah, he's handling himself really well. But my point is, you've been around Chelsea Handler quite a bit. Like, she really kind of.
Well, she's great. She's
brought you on a bit.
Yeah,
a bunch.
Great. Yeah.
But with people, do you think Chelsea Handler are people at that level, or even above? Do you think they're still insecure?
100%. 100%. Like, I don't think they're insecure to the point. It depends.
I don't mean negatively. I mean, do you think they're ever nervous about how they're perceived?
Yes. I think it depends what outlet, because stand-up, I wouldn't be nervous. I know I can do stand-up. I know I can. Hosting, I can host all day. You know what I mean? But acting is a new realm for me.
Yeah.
So anything anybody says will affect me more than stand. If somebody says to me, I saw your routine and it sucked, stand up, I'd be like, oh, that's okay, because the other 399 people in the room laughed. Like, I know I can do stand up. I know I can make people. I do it every night at the Comedy Cellar at the Rio. I know that. So you can't tell me anything. You could be like, you're not my favorite comic, but you can't tell me I'm not funny. You know what I mean?
I do.
I'm maybe not funny to you, but I am funny.
Yes.
Hosting, I've hosted everything. Acting, though, I've guest starred, had a line here, had a line there, did a scene with Kevin James and his TV show, Kevin Can Wait.
Cool.
Love him.
Yeah.
It was a scene. It was great.
He's charismatic.
But this is my first time where you're like, yo, this is like real acting.
Let me ask you this, because a lot of people kind of dream about being a movie star and stuff. between being a stand-up, being like a network television host, or being an actor. What do you think is the better gig?
So do you want the political answer or do you want the real answer?
I want the real
answer.
Michael Yo.
Okay. The real answer is, I've thought about this. Stand up. If I could be big in one of them, I would do stand up. And the only reason that is, and by the way, everything I do promotes my stand up. You know what I mean? I won't do a hosting job if I'm just reading and tossing to a prompter that doesn't show personality or laughter. Because my friends like Joe Coy, like Jim Jeffries, and other comedians that you've seen blown up, you're your own boss and you control everything. When you're an actor, when you're a host, other people control your job. No one right now can, if I did something stupid and got canceled, yes, the clubs cannot book me. But as of now, like, I'm making money where actors are waiting for jobs. Yes. And that's as a family man, just think about this. I shot that show, we were done last September. If I was just an actor, I still wouldn't have work. I'm waiting on the second season. You see what I mean? Like, I haven't booked anything since then, but I've been touring for the last 8-9 months, and auditioning for. So I got an audition later today for a TV show. So it's a thing where that's what I love about stand-up, because always, and those people are your people. It's like when you build a great podcast audience, like people watching now, or people that will eventually listen to this podcast or watch it. Once they fall in love with the show, they're your ride or dies. I don't even call them fans. They're your supporters. Like, they support you. They want to hear you talk. They want to hear your views on things. So that's what's so great about this medium. And that's what's so great about comedy, is that they come out, and they come out in droves, and they will come every single year you're in town.
I totally get that, because they're coming out for you.
Yes.
And I think so many people can relate to what you're saying, because a lot of people are creative. You know what I mean? You got folks working down here, probably on the casino floor at Red Rock Casino, who are creative people, and people want to have their voice heard. And that's exactly why I transitioned from acting to journalism and hosting. Is like, when I'm acting, someone's handing me a line, they're telling me what to wear, where to stand, and how to say something. When I'm coming up to the microphone to do an interview, I've done that research. I get to add my personal touch. I have a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
I got to know these facts. So my brain's more engaged. And when it goes well, it's more a reflection on me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe entertainment is entertainment. Like, to me, stand-up is like acting, like hosting. Like, I compare it to a chef working at Chili's. He can make a burger, he can make chicken, he can make wings. They're all cooking. Like, all entertainment is just cooking for me. It's just different things I cook, but I love them all.
So you got to have that thing.
You got to have that thing. You got to have that thing. All right, let's talk about the lottery real quick.
Yeah, can we? Okay, Mega Millions, you guys. Yes. All right, so it is Tuesday right now. On the West Coast, it is 1:39 tonight at 11 p.m. East Coast. So I think it's 8 o'clock here. There's a big lottery drawing. This is crazy. I got some facts, because I'm pretty excited about this. By the way, in Nevada, we're like a little island. We can't play.
You have to go to Prim, right?
You got to drive to California, which isn't far.
Or Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can drive to Arizona, but California is closer. Or Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Utah. Yeah.
Those are all our neighbors. Actually, I don't know if Utah participates.
No, but Arizona.
Only. Yeah. Go ahead.
Arizona is right by,
like
not too far from
states.
Lake Las Vegas. Because I remember crossing the state line right there. It takes like 30 minutes from Lake Las Vegas.
Right over by the dam.
Yeah. You got to.
Our dam that used to hold water.
Yeah. Like Mead, right?
Okay. $830 million tonight.
Now, let me
is up. Now, someone might not win tonight, but that's what's possible.
Now, let me ask you this. If you won it, would you let people know you won it? I would be the person that calls in and gets the money anonymous and would work like normal. I would take more vacations, but I'm not the person that would win that money and go, all right, I'm done. I might buy a new house, not crazy, have Alex throw in a great podcast room.
You definitely have to get Alex something.
Oh yeah. Get Alex something, get you something, get my wife something,
Yeah. Oh, I got included in this.
But I'm not gonna go bananas. And I'll still work, because I really believe once you get to a certain age, if you stop working, you die.
Well, and I heard Chelsea Handler talking about this last night when she was talking about
You stop.
I know. I'm processing. I'm just processing the breakup. Okay. But she was saying you have to have a purpose.
Yes.
Right. And I totally agree with that. Do you think that when you win, obviously there's all these people that come to you and go, okay, you're our winner. We need to talk to you. You need to sign this. We need to see your ID or whatever it is. Do they say you have the option of going public or not? Or is that
you do.
Part of
you
the
can
deal?
you can be anonymous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because normally they have the check, the person that wins comes out, or you can just collect a check. And they send it to you. You pick it up, but it's anonymous, or they send it to you, or they wire it to you. But I don't know the official rules, but I know there's a lot of winners that win a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because you don't want people to know, because you're gonna get hit up from everybody asking for money.
You would
family, friends, charities. Out of nowhere,
it would change every relationship you had.
Yes.
And that might sound like appealing because you would have a certain power for sure.
Yeah.
Like you'd be walking into the restaurant and getting a really good table, but every single person would be wondering, can I have some of that?
Did you see that show on Netflix? It's that girl that faked like she was rich.
No.
Oh my God, it's so good. Forgetting Anna, or what is that show called?
All right, here we go.
Finding Anna. Creating Anna. It's so good. It's about her faking it and people believing, and people would bend over backwards to be in her world. And she had nothing. She just created this whole facade that she was this person. She would stay in a hotel till they kicked her out, basically, which would be months, because she said she was waiting on a wire transfer. She was
and she was probably looking fabulous and doing the whole
designer,
like Paris Hilton thing or whatever.
100%. But people believed it. Like the highest people in New York, the movers and shakers of New York, thought she was really this person. So they even got
because she walked, talked, and looked like all the above.
Banks.
Gave her loans?
Almost. Almost, but got to a point where, because she could connect really famous people with really wealthy and extravagant, like it was the perfect match, because she was a great person for contact.
She was a scam artist.
She was, and it's a phenomenal show on Netflix.
Ooh,
it's phenomenal.
It's
phenomenal.
That is so fascinating.
Yeah. And
okay, so the last winner was April 21st, guys. So go out and buy your tickets, because you have a 1 in 303 million odds of winning.
So there's 365 million people in the United States.
303 million, 1 in 303 million odds of winning. It's pretty exciting.
Have you ever won anything? What's the biggest thing you won?
I won a raffle at Red Robin. It was dude, it's imprinted in me. It was so exciting. So my family were at Red Robin. It was the best place to eat in my hometown.
Yeah, my kids love Red Robin.
Bonsai burger, man.
See, I've
never pineapple.
Really, I've never had that.
Do you like
good?
Pineapple and stuff?
I just like pineapple. I
want you
like.
to.
Are you the person that puts pineapple on pizza?
Yes.
That's so disturbing.
No, it's not.
Do you like pineapple on your pizza, Alex?
Clearly.
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh,
come on, man.
Alex
That's ridiculous.
What's your ideal pizza then?
Just pepperoni.
Okay.
Done.
I can respect that.
I don't need all the garbage.
You know what's a
on
good
it?
combo? Pepperoni and pineapple.
You know what's not a good combination? Pepperoni and pineapple.
How
about that?
I gotta disagree.
I do like the pineapple. Okay, so anyway, Bonsai Burger at Red Robin. By the way, the steak fries. I learned how to play video games in the like arcade in the back of the Red Robin in my hometown. And then actually, this is so many stories. So you grew
up with Red Robin?
For sure. The first time I ever got drunk, I drank a 2-liter California cooler in the parking lot of Red Robin.
Wow.
Same Red Robin.
So, all the action went down in Red Robin. Is that where all the big dates took you, to Red Robin?
Well, I do remember a few things in the parking lot at Red Robin.
Okay.
This is I am small town. Where was your hometown?
Huh?
Where was your hometown?
Wait, hold on. No, we're talking about you in the parking lot of Red Robin. No, what hometown were you from?
Yakima, Washington.
Yakima.
Yeah. Yeah, but I won skis in a raffle. So that's when I won something. I won a pair of snow skis in a raffle. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love to ski. I was up in the mountains outside of Las Vegas this weekend. We do have mountains. It's shocking to so many people.
You can see the snow sometimes.
I was up there. You can go up the chairlift. Have you taken your kids up there?
No.
You can go up the chairlift.
No, those chairs look dangerous. It's like your kid can just fall out. No, I'm not doing that.
You would have to. Have to hold on to your kids. Yeah.
I know. Why would I want to put them in that position where there was like I'm responsible if anything happens, they fall to their death? No.
You could strap them on.
They have us. Okay. What is going on with this podcast today? No, you mean strap them in, not strap. That would be so weird for me to strap on my kids. That would just strap them on you? Is that no? You strap them in the thing, JJ. Oh my goodness,
JJ. I hope you. I don't know. I hope you don't have kids.
Oh,
she doesn't have.
I have dog children. I have fur babies.
Yeah, she has fur babies.
And I brought them on the lift.
Strap on your fur babies?
Them on the lift.
Did you strap them on to you? Did you strap on your fur babies, JJ? Just like, oh, come here, fur baby. Let me put you around my waist and strap it on.
I would like a baby Bjorn for my poodle because she's getting a little old. You could baby Bjorn your kids. Do you still have those, or they've outgrown them?
They've outgrown them. Okay. See, you know nothing about kids.
That is not true. I was a nanny. I have literally helped raise other people's children.
And you didn't know that question you just asked me
about the baby Bjorn?
Yeah,
What about it?
Yeah. Did you strap them on? You should know they get to a certain.
Strap it in.
Strap it in.
All right. Well, just a little slip.
No, I'm just talking the strap on and strap. Like you can't. Anyway, we'll move on. This is a family show.
Is it? I was not told that. I was told. That anything goes on the Michael Yo podcast.
It is. Anything
goes.
Well,
which is it? See, that's why you didn't get in the review.
What
for
review?
Amber Brown.
Wow. Now she's coming after me, Alex. This is bad.
They're not sure you're a family guy.
Oh, no. They know I'm a family guy.
I'm just kidding. You know what? I'm very excited about this, genuinely. So the show's going to drop on Friday. About Amber Brown,
the strap on, or what are you excited about?
My husband and I are going to be watching it. I'm excited about you going on the ski lift up in the mountains, actually. I think it's good. Let me tell you. As a father, you need to put your kids in situations that are slightly dangerous so they can learn to get out of them safely.
Do you hear this, Alex?
Alex, did you?
Alex is on his phone. He's not paying attention.
I know. What's he doing?
I'm trying to look up things. I'm trying to run.
I know. He's doing everything.
Alex, she just said I should purposely put my kids in dangerous situations.
Just a little bit.
No.
You know, I'm not a parent, but that doesn't sound right to me.
No, listen, I grew up in the Northwest, man. So you gotta put your kids up in a tree. So
what did your parent put them in a tree and then just
You don't want to know what my dad did or my mom. I had my dad took me up the side of Mount Rainier and was like, figure it out. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm not doing that with my kids.
No, I know. My dad was a little extreme.
Okay.
But I think that as a father, like if you show your kids, hey, it's a little scary, but it's safe.
I do that.
Well, we're good then.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between you're going to have them ride a bike. And if they fall, it's a little scary. You know, they might scrape their knee a little bit versus if we're talking about the skiing example, falling 50 feet to your death.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. There's you have to be right. Yeah. Your job is to protect.
Alex
like as Papa Bird.
I was thinking.
All right.
Yeah. But I get it. I get it. I'm not a helicopter dad at all.
You're not?
I want my son to take they got little tiny champion classes. You know what that is?
No.
They learn how to fight like UFC style.
Seriously?
And that's dangerous, but it's safe because they're all 5, but they learn how to protect themselves.
Yeah, how do they, how does that go down? Like you might be in a situation where you need this. Is it self-defense? Like,
you know what it really is? You know what it really is they learn how to listen. It's about discipline. Yes. That's what it's about. It's about, hey, staying on your spot. This is what you do. So they have to listen to learn the techniques, not to hurt the other person. So it's like any sport. You learn how to work as a team and you learn how to listen, which helps parents when they tell their kids to do something because they're used to listening. Because let me tell you, I watch my son. At times he won't listen to my wife or listen to me, but he goes to school, he listens to the teacher. You know what I mean? Because it's coming from a different person. So you keep putting him, from my experience, and I'm not father of the year by any means. I work hard. I try my best, but I'm learning too. But we like to put him in positions where he has to listen to do a certain thing. Like, so any team he's on, they practice. You got to listen. The coach says, kick the ball over there. You do it. If he says, the move on this kid is to lock up like this, you got to lock up like that, because the other kid's listening too. So I don't know. That's just something. Who's Billy?
I think that's
who's Billy.
Oh, that's my husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He must be hearing about the strap-on thing.
He probably is. He probably is.
Yeah, he heard the show and he's over there texting you like,
He's like, cut it off.
I do respect though what you're saying about your son. I think I did so many things as a kid that I really hated. You know what I mean? Like
what?
So I had to go to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ultimately, what that was about on one level, you have to be quiet for 1 hour.
Yes.
You have to be.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, my mom used to make me go to church on Sundays, but there was a Church's Chicken right next door, and we would go to that. We would go to church and sneak out to Church's Chicken, and we would just eat chicken for an hour and then go back. Me and my friends go back to church.
How did your mom let you do that, though?
Because she went to the big church. They call it the big church. And we went to the kids' church. So we would sneak out of kids' church and go to Church's Chicken next door. It was called Sagemont Baptist Church in Houston, Texas. And they had a Church's Chicken right across the street. And we would run across the street.
Sweet.
And then we would go to the 7-Eleven next door to the Church's Chicken and play video games. So it was the church.
Yes.
Because my mom, she loved some church. She would be in there like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And so I need to kill time. So, that
was the best way to go to church.
Now, the only time.
I love it.
The only time she got caught onto my trick, so she made me take the church bus they watch you because they have
church bus
because they have to bring you home, so you can't go run around and do all this stuff because they have monitors that watch you. So she caught on.
She caught on.
Yeah,
your cover was blown. Have you ever won anything?
Oh my gosh,
I won the skis.
The biggest thing I've ever won, and I remember to this day, I was like 11 years old. I won a Cabbage Patch Kid. Off of TV. I saw my name scroll across the TV, and that was like the Cabbage Patch at that time was the biggest thing in the world. And I won, and I was so excited about it. I started yelling. My mom started yelling because we were excited to see my name, and we picked it up, and it was a black Cabbage Patch Kid. And I was like, this is freaking cool.
That's
like,
excellent.
I think they saw me and they were like, oh, this kid's kind of mixed. Let's give him a ethnic Cabbage Patch Kid. But it was cool. How about you, Alex? Look, I think something's going on because Billy's really calling you. Is he okay?
Yeah, I mean,
are you sure? Do you need to leave the room and take that? Because he's called you. Like, yeah, you're good.
No, I think we're okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Text him, Alex. What did you win?
What did I win? Where?
Have you won anything like in a raffle or a drawing or?
No, not really.
Well, that was the end of that story. Great, Alex.
Yep.
Alex.
No, I think I'm genuinely unlucky. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sometimes it's good just to accept that.
But you know what? You surround yourself with the right people, Alex, and that's lucky. You know what I mean? Like you got great people in your life, and a lot of that is luck. You never know who you're going to cross, but I believe good energy brings good people. Any other celebrity stories we need to talk about today? Alex, anything? Oh, Alex, weight loss. Where are we? You were 15 pounds last week. Where
How
are we
doing?
Yeah. So we're still about probably around 16. I don't weigh myself that often. The person who's helping me, my mentor, he took away my scale because he said you can get too obsessive about it. So now we're doing this thing where we weigh in once every like week and a half to 2 weeks. And my initial thought was like, but like, what if I gain weight? I won't find out for 2 weeks and then I'm going to do progress.
Yeah.
But he's like, but if you stick to it, then you don't have to worry about it.
I don't agree with that. I think you should always weigh yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But you also
need
have
to know if you slack one day, you're like, so you can correct and be like, maybe I need to take in more water so I can get fluids out. Or
I don't agree, Mrs. Yo, because
you're not gonna
wow.
Well, here's the thing, okay, because I struggle with my weight a lot in my 20s, and I think what he's challenging you to do is listen to your body some other way than this number. Listen to the way your clothes are fitting. Listen to the way you're eating just enough so that you're not hungry. You know what I mean? Like, listen to something else. Listen to like good thoughts coming in your head of like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. The problem is I'm a numbers guy, right? So I love seeing data.
Oh, wow.
I love analyzing data.
So he should cater to you like that. Wow. I am too.
So he said at first, well, let's do this at first. Once you got a rhythm going, then we'll adjust and stuff like that. But I'm okay for now. I think we'll be fine. And the last weigh-ins have been really good. And
Alex,
how much are you at? 15, 16? What are you now?
So based on my estimates, and I've been right ever since, I should be right now approximately about 17
nice
pounds.
17 pounds down.
Last confirmed number was 16.3, I believe. Yep.
Awesome. Well, good. Look, if anybody's watching, definitely hit up Alex and give him some encouragement. He'll drop his handle of his Facebook page and, or just congratulate him on the live feed. I mean, it's awesome when people take control of their lives and try to be better.
And man, with your body, like you really literally can make change. It's going to be very exciting. Is there like a vision that you kind of have? When I was overweight, I always had this fantasy of kind of, feeling super good in my body. And I just felt like I'd be so much more confident in myself and that guys would, notice. And that was like a big motivator and, all the above.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the thing about me is when I'm married, so, doesn't affect that.
Too bad, ladies. Too bad, ladies.
Taken. but so I'm going to get a little bit personal here for a bit. Something that a lot of people don't realize at my weight, there's a lot of things that I can't do. I mean, for example, I really want to get a pilot's license. I want to learn how to fly a plane, but some of the beginner planes, they're so small. And maybe I can cram in there. I wouldn't want to do that. So there's something like that I want to do. My wife wants to go parasailing in Hawaii when we go, and we can do it, but we're like right at the weight limit only because she's small. So I want to do it comfortably and not be like,
and how about this? You just want to live.
Yeah.
You want to live because the healthier you are, hopefully the longer you live, but you give yourself a better chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I just want to thank somebody, Star. They said, that's awesome, Alex. I'm doing the same.
Hey,
so
nice.
Yeah.
Star.
And that's a community we're trying to build. It's
Hang
very
in there,
very positive. If you hear us talk about something, feel free to jump in or give comment. Like everybody that watches this, hit up Alex and tell him, to keep pushing, keep going. Because I used to think it was ridiculous when people posted stuff on social media that they were trying to lose weight or they were trying to lift every day. I'll go, oh, they're just showing off.
Yeah.
But social media makes you accountable because you're doing it for you. If you're doing it for yourself, you're like, yo, I'm doing this. So I'm telling y'all I'm doing it so I can be accountable, because sometimes just talking to yourself is not enough. Do you feel that, Alex?
I experienced the exact same thing. I used to see people who like lost weight would post all the time. I'm like, okay, but like, why are you posting all the time? And now I'm over here. Like I made dinner last night. I'm like posting pictures of my dinner, or like I'll post my weight loss updates. And I've gotten so many messages from that of people that say that they're inspired, especially because a lot of the times you see people after their journey's over, right?
Yeah.
But rarely, well, I don't want to say rarely, but it's more rare to see people in the middle of it who are making, tons of progress and encouraging you. And so when people reach out to me, it just feels so great. And it holds me accountable, just like you said.
You know what? And not to cut you off. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So my thought anytime I do social is post and ghost, because a lot of times you don't want to read people's comments, but when they're overwhelmingly so supportive, it really changes. It makes you feel good. I mean, it makes you feel good, even though you don't know them and you shouldn't hold weight in what they say, but it does make you feel good. Like when my comedy special came out, and not to take away from Alex, but when all these people showed me love, it's like, oh man, it makes you believe that you did do, or you do have a great product. Confirmation. Yeah.
I know. I'm so proud of you for doing that yourself, because you really made that comedy special happen. That's awesome. I think I was listening to a podcast of yours on the way here. I think you said something like 98.6% of people give you positive feedback. If that is the number you're getting, I hope it's the number we get from this podcast.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see.
Amazing.
We'll find out. Yeah. Anything you want to promote before we leave?
I was just going to say, I'm just going to tag on that weight loss thing, because that was like a really, really tough period of my life. Yeah. I have a lot of pain over. I was ashamed of myself, and I was embarrassed, like, by the way I appeared. You know what I mean? And I couldn't seem to do it. I couldn't crack the code, Alex. I couldn't crack the code. Like, it took me years. And here's the thing. I always kind of thought in my head, oh man, when I get hot, I'm going to post a picture like in a bathing suit. And then you know what happened to me? By the time I made that whole journey, and discovered jogging and, quit going out partying on the weekends and, went to therapy and read the books and did everything that I needed to do to transform myself. I was like, you know what? I don't need to show anyone else anything.
Yeah.
I feel good in my
How long
body,
was that
and
journey
that's
for you?
enough.
How long did that take?
Oh, 7 years probably.
Yeah. 7 years. And Alex, you just started. So, but you're doing great. And you're going to have ups and downs, bro. That's just what we do. So just be prepared. But hey, starting is the main thing.
Yeah, there's been times where I just, I'm with friends and they want to go to a restaurant. And I'm like, all right, let's go. But then the point is, like, it doesn't matter what you did. Just get back on it the next day.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I like that.
All right. Anything you want to promote, JJ?
Yeah, say no to guilt. Yeah. The Las Vegas
Socials.
Morning Blend is, we have crazy guests on this month. I'm having a lot of fun co-hosting with people like Michael Yo. So that is here in Las Vegas. It's streaming also 5 days a week. And super excited to join you again. So thank you for inviting me, my friend.
Yeah, we're going to keep doing it every week. Alex, anything you want to promote?
Nope. Just follow me on Instagram, Alex_Nava_photography.
How about yourself, JJ? What's yours?
At J2 Snyder. 2 is the number 2.
All right,
that's
cool.
Me.
So for me, check out the comedy special. It's right here on this channel. It's called I Never Thought. Also subscribe. This weekend, I will be in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, doing some comedy at Stand Up Live. Do you know Huntsville, and I believe this is right, per capita has the most nuclear physicists in the world in that area. Yes, that's where NASA, one division of NASA is. So thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Have a great week, you guys. Bye-bye.